fellow gardeners, Dawn here from Seasonal Designs. Today's project is going to be replacing this big, beautiful, gorgeous summer container with fall. And I really struggle this time of year doing this when it still is looking so good. But it is October 1st. Sooner or later, most likely sooner, it is going to get hit with frost. You can see some of the leaves here, we've gotten hit with like some light frost, and we've had some really cool evenings here. Sooner or later, this is going to get hit and it's not going to look good, and then it's going to sit for a while because I'm not going to have the time to work on it. So today, it's a gorgeous Saturday. I have the time. I am going to just take this up and I am going to replace it, as hard as that is. The other thing we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a look at the inside of the greenhouse. Things have really changed since the last time we've been in there. I have moved a lot of plants inside because it's been really cool outside in the evenings. And it's really kind of starting to become the multi-purpose sort of greenhouse that we envisioned. So I'm really excited to kind of give you guys a peek. So that's what we're going to do today. But right now, let's get started on this big guy. Oh, I can't get underneath this. Oh, you can get underneath it over there. I can't. Thank you. All right, other side. Can you give me the other side? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Crazy how that just comes up as one. Normally for fall containers, I don't necessarily replace all of the potting soil. However, you saw how that came out in one big root ball. So there's like no dirt in this whatsoever. There is, however, a huge drainage hole, and I am going to put part of a coffee filter over the top of it to keep the dirt from falling in. And then I am going to put fresh potting mix in because I need to. So again, you know, I usually use Pro Mix. I have used this for years. I love it. I'm gonna use it here. I always have some at my house. So we just get a fair amount in here. Well, I might need both of these. There we go. So I'm sure you've seen plenty of fall container videos, but I wanted to show this one to you because I am going to do something a little bit different. I found these really cool topiaries, and you can see it just is in one big loop right now, but these open up to form kind of this neat shape. And I thought these would be really cool looking in these particular containers. So what you do is you open them up as wide as you want them, and then you do need to put this into your soil. Let's talk about the plants I'm going to use today. So I have a really nice variety, and I have a lot of plants. I'm going to start with the usual, the ornamental kale or cabbages. I love these. They love the cold. Their color intensifies when they get cold. So I have 2 different sizes that I'm going to be using. I also use the pansies. Again, they love the cold. I have these in orange as well as purple. I'm going to be using a regular mum. This is going to bloom and bloom out, and it likely will not bloom again. You can see I do have some that are open, but then there's still a lot of buds on this. So this should really give me some color for quite some time. I also have a chrysanthemum. Now a chrysanthemum, this is actually a perennial. This is Mammoth coral daisy. This will rebloom, and it also can be planted in the landscape when it is done in my container because it is a perennial. And then the last 3 things I have are all heucheras, and these are perennials as well. And just look at the color here in just the foliage. Is this not gorgeous? And these should be fine here. Even if they do get hit with a little bit of frost, they should do really well. So this one here is Northern Exposure Sienna, and it is a lime green with a touch of kind of a burgundy color in the leaf. This one here is caramel. It's one of my favorites. Look at the back side of these leaves. They're just as gorgeous as the front. And then this one is called Midnight Rose. Again, look at the color. It is like, it has this beautiful dark purple foliage with specks of kind of a lighter pink color in it. That's what we're using. Let's get started. Well, you can see here that I am removing quite a bit of the dirt from the root ball of this mum. And as we go through this planting, which I've speeded up, you're going to see that I remove really the dirt from quite a few of the plants that I'm putting in here because I'm really packing this container full. Don't be afraid to pack your fall containers full because these plants here in Wisconsin especially are not going to be putting on any sort of growth. So you can really pack these in so that you get a nice full container. The other thing that you want to think about, and you'll see me doing it here with the kale, is that you don't want everything to be like inside of the orb. You want to make sure some of the things are hanging kind of on the outside of the orb. Otherwise it'll have this kind of odd look to it if everything is inside and nothing is hanging out around the outside. Now I do not have anything that's going to be trailing in this container. I didn't have anything trailing in here in summer either because I love the look of this container and I really don't want to hide it. But I do want things to come right up to the edge and really soften that edge. You can see what I'm doing. I'm taking off some of the root ball so that these are a little bit smaller. There's still plenty of root system there, but this isn't all going to fit unless I take some of that off. And here you can see I am just going to finish up by putting in just 2 more of the heucheras here just to finish off this container. Good morning, it's the next day. I ran out of good light to really show you these containers, but I was able to get most of them finished. I added some kind of pumpkins and gourds around it, but let's just take a close-up of the actual container so you can kind of get a better look at it. I love the structure that this trellis or this orb gives this container, just something different. And you guys saw me, I packed it full, but I just love the way this turned out with the different colors, this dark purple for some depth, the lime green for a little brightness, and then one of my favorite heucheras, as I told you. I just think the leaves on this one are just so pretty. The cabbages, which will just intensify with color. The mum, so pretty. Tucked in a couple of pansies. And then also this chrysanthemum. And then I did tuck in just a couple of sprigs of kind of a faux orange flower, just to add a little bit of something there in the center. Just kind of wispy. I just kind of feel like it was missing wispiness. I could have added like a little grass in the middle. I think that would be pretty, but I wasn't able to find any. I actually had some yesterday, but I used them all up on my client containers. So I just kind of made do, but boy, do I love the way they turned out. And of course, these gorgeous urns, I mean, they just make anything look nice. All right, it's been a while since I've shown you guys what's going on in the greenhouse. Let's head in there. Well, welcome back inside. It is a little bit different in here in the fact that I have a lot more plants in here. This is how I envisioned using the greenhouse. I mean, we still have an area here that we can eat. We have a nice table that seats 4 so we can eat out here. But I have a lot more plants in here. So right behind me I have like my gardenia and a couple of things that are really sensitive to the cold because we've been having some really cool evenings. And then of course I still have my potting bench on the far wall. And you know, you guys have seen some of my pictures when we have dinner parties in here. That doubles as a buffet. I have yet to use it as a potting bench, but that is on my list of things to do because I do have some projects I'm going to want to do in here late fall and early winter. So here's the seating area I was just talking about here in the center. And then to the left is another seating area where my husband and I like to enjoy a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. You can see I have added some fall elements in here. Little touches. And then here's my first kind of collection of plants. I have my coffee cups plant here, underplanted with Holias. And I have my gardenia, my lemon tree down here. I hope you guys can see this because it is, the sun is coming out kind of bright. Look at that beautiful lemon. And I've gone through and I've removed some so that there's only one per stem and they're more than like 5 inches apart. Like I feel like I could get rid of one of these. Like this one maybe. So there's more will be coming because it's blooming right now and it smells wonderful. I have a croton here. And then if I pan across the room, that's that potting bench, multi-purpose potting bench, display, council table, and the fireplace is going to be hooked up this week. So that will be just in time. And boy, gosh, I guess I should just talk about Maximilian Sunflower that you see through here in the window. Isn't that pretty? Look at it. It's so tall and it is so thick. Let me see if I can get closer here. You can kind of see out there. It is so cool. It is a huge patch. And then on this side is my potting bench. And you can see I moved in 2 of my favorite geraniums. I'm gonna try to overwinter those. And I have 4 tomato plants here. I planted these from seed. So I'm hoping, we'll see. I don't know, it's an experiment. And this I pulled out from one of my pots that I got rid of on the front porch. And this is a tower of green beans. You can see that I have some blossoms. In fact, I have a lot coming on this thing. So it's doing very well. I think I'm gonna have green beans. And then this is my fig tree. And I've got like succulents tucked in different places. This is my canna. Wasn't ready to let this go, especially with this big red pop of color. Ooh, so pretty. Pretty, pretty. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you got some good ideas for your fall containers. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.